Hi guys, it's Tiffany. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face duping makeup products that I love. So can you guys guess which side is the high-end side and which side is the affordable dupes? Comment down below right now. Do not skip ahead and cheat. And so yeah, it's nothing too crazy today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to join my little family. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So on the high-end side, I am going to be using the Milk Makeup Hydrogrip primer, and then on the affordable dupe side, I'm going in with the Hard Candy Hydrating Makeup Grip Primer. These are both very cooling and hydrating primers. I love the way that they feel when I apply them. And they both are great at making your makeup last all day long. The only thing I don't like about the Hard Candy one is that it gets really messy. I don't know if anyone else ever has that issue, but I do, and I don't like it. Here you can see the consistency is exactly the same. It's green, just like the Milk Makeup one. It feels literally exactly the same. I think, if anything, it's just a little bit more watery, and it has like a slightly thinner consistency, but I actually think this one feels nicer and more hydrating, and it's a lot easier to spread because it is thinner and more watery. Now for foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromanic Tinted Glow Hydrator Foundation. The dupe I have for this is the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. So this is the Urban Decay one on the high-end side, and this foundation is so pretty. It leaves me with such a really pretty radiant glow and kind of like a dew, but I don't want to say it's dewy. It just looks and feels very hydrating. I would also say the coverage on this is like a light to medium, but definitely buildable. Also, this is a pimple, it is not a cold sore. Now going in with the next one on the affordable dupes, this one is literally the exact same. It's very glowy and radiant, and I would say it's like a light to medium coverage as well, but very, very buildable. This color is a little too light compared to this one, but I think we can make it work. So I don't know if you guys can see, but this one also left me with a very nice glow, as well as this one did. So they are both very hydrating, very glowy, and just make your skin look very pretty overall. Now for concealer, I am going to be duping the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is actually an exact dupe. It is the Neutrogena Radiant Creamy Skin Concealer. So these two are so incredibly similar, and I actually like the Neutrogena one a little bit more. So just going in with the Nars one. This one is in the shade Canelle. I think that's how you say it. I hope that's how you say it. The Nars one is just such a classic OG concealer. It's just really good, really pretty, brightens, and all that jazz. But I think the main reason why people like this concealer so much is because the finish is really pretty and the formula is really creamy. Now going in with the Neutrogena one, this is in the shade Bisque Light Medium. Again, very creamy, feels exactly like the Nars one even as I'm applying it. And like I said, I do like this one more than the Nars one. I think the finish is just a little bit prettier and a little bit more airbrush. But overall, two really good concealers. Just the Neutrogena one is just so good. Now for blush, I'm going to be duping my favorite blush ever. This is the Tower 28 Tinted Balm in the shade Magic Hour. And my dupe for this is the Undone Beauty Lip to Cheek Palette. I'm actually going to mix these two because I think these two together would look like this one. Going in with the Tower 28 one, this is just very thick and balmy, very dewy. It leaves you with a very nice dew. And the two that I'm going to be mixing is Rosewood and Flare. So I'm going to go in with Rosewood first. It's like a orange brown terracotta, also so thick and balmy, just like the Tower 28 ones. They also blend the same, and the finish of these is so incredibly similar too. This one leaves a dew as well, just like this one. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with Flare. It's a little bit more pink. Okay, I think that looks pretty spot on. So yeah, an amazing dupe for the Tower 28 ones. Now for setting powder, I'm going to be duping the famous Charlotte's Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Powder. This is one of my favorite setting powders. It is just so good. It makes you look so airbrushed, very natural. It sets your makeup without making you look cakey. And this powder is great for dry skin because it doesn't cling on to patches or anything like that. And my dupe for this is the Revlon Photoready Blurring Powder. So I picked this up recently because I remember using it in like high school, and I remember really liking it because it gave like my makeup a really soft blurring effect. So I decided to pick it up again and try it out. And this reminded me so much of the Charlotte Tilbury one. So I like swatched them, I felt them, and they just felt so similar in like consistency. And I think the finish of these is also very similar. But I picked up too dark of a shade in the Charlotte Tilbury one. This is too medium. I probably need one fair because look at these are like completely different. This one matches me a lot more because I only set like in the center of my face, so I kind of need like a brightening lighter shade. But thankfully I have this mini sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade One Fair. So I'm going to be using this tiny one today with this one. Yeah, they look very similar and identical. So I'm just going to take this on a little brush. It actually fits perfectly. And I'm gonna set my under eyes where I put my concealer, my nose, forehead, and chin. Yeah, the shade One Fair definitely works a lot better for me. The shade Two Medium kind of makes my under eyes yellow. Gosh, I will never get over how pretty this powder is. It is so good. Okay, now going in with a different brush, I'm gonna go into the Revlon one and set this side. The finish of these is so similar, but I will say I think the Charlotte Tilbury one is just a little bit better. But I mean, like, if you want a comparable drugstore setting powder to the Charlotte Tilbury one, this one is honestly great. Like, I love it so much. Yeah, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and the finish is so similar. I can't even tell that I'm wearing like two different powders. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with a powder blush because I like doing that. I don't know, I just love blush. So I'm gonna be going in and duping the Cosmetics Heaven's Glow blush in the shade Magic Hour. This is my favorite powder blush ever. It is so pretty. And my dupe for this is the Milani Baked Blush, specifically in the shade Berry Amore. So you can't really tell that they'd be dupes just looking at it, but the finish of this one looks exactly like the Cosmetics one, so a great affordable dupe. This one also has like a very nice sheen to it, and you know the Milani Baked blushes have that as well. So I'm just gonna take the Cosmetics one, and I'm only gonna put this on the high points of my cheeks and then a little bit on my nose. Now going in with the Milani one and Berry Amore and putting that on only the high points of my cheek as well and my nose. So for bronzer, I'm going to be duping the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. And so my dupe for this is also the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer. I think this is a great alternative to this one because this one's very like velvety and silky, so it gives you like that same airbrush effect. So I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury one on the high-end side and just bronze myself up. I love bronzing my forehead because I have such a humongous forehead. It really like lowers my forehead down. Add a little bronzer to the side of my nose and on my jawline and chin. This is such a pretty bronzer. It's very natural, so if you want a natural bronzer that is like not gonna go overboard, the Charlotte Tilbury one is so nice. But if you want an affordable one, just get the Milani one because this one is also very natural, very airbrushed. It's just so pretty. Again, just very similar finish and effect as the Charlotte Tilbury one. Alright, so I don't have anything for brows, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be duping the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Memorize Cream Shadow in the shade Oyster Pearl. This is one of my favorite cream shadows, and this color is to die for. And I actually found a perfect dupe for it. It is the Revlon Colorstay Cream Shadow in the shade 710 Caramel. Literally the exact same color. So just going in with the Charlotte Tilbury one, I'm just gonna put that on the high-end side. The Charlotte Tilbury one is very like thick and creamy, so you only need a little bit. But if you want it to be more intense, you can definitely build it up. Okay, now going in with the Revlon Colorstay. The Revlon Colorstay is also very creamy. It's actually very similar in texture. I think it's just a little bit less thick. So this one's actually thinner, and I think it's actually better because if a cream shadow is too thick, then it tends to crease in your eyes, and you don't want that. Like, look at how similar that is. That is spot on. I'm like really happy for finding this dupe. And the Eyes to Memorize cream shadows are so expensive, so just get the Revlon Colorstay ones if you don't want to spend that much money. Now I'm going to be duping the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and my dupe for this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This Benefit one is one of my favorite high-end mascaras, but I will admit, like $24 for a mascara is honestly outrageous. But I will admit this is really good. Like, I love this because it curls my lashes so well. But the L'Oreal Telescopic one is a much more affordable option, and I actually think the L'Oreal Telescopic one is so freaking good, like better than the Benefit one. This mascara excels in lengthening, separating, and curling. So if you like the roller lash and you want like a more affordable option, like you're sick of buying the expensive roller lash one, go out and buy the L'Oreal Telescopic. It is so good. It's better than the roller lash, but they give like very similar effects. Alright, so for lips, I'm just gonna line my lips with the Colourpop Lippie pencil in the shade Minuteman. This is my absolute favorite lip liner and color. Alright, so for lip gloss, I'm going to be duping my Glossier lip gloss. This is the clear transparent one. It is very popular, and my dupe for this is the e.l.f. Lip Lacquer. So I'm just gonna put the Glossier on this side. Oh, it's so shiny. I love it. Then now going in with the e.l.f. one. The only difference between these two is that the e.l.f. one is a lot thinner. My Glossier one is very thick, and some people actually don't like it because it is thick and they say that it can kind of be sticky, but I don't really think it's sticky. I think it's just a little bit thicker. Too thick for people's preference, but I don't mind it. I still think it's comfortable. And the e.l.f. one takes a bit of building up to get shine, as shiny as the Glossier one, but this gloss is $3, so you can't really complain about having to build up the shine. Alright, so now I'm just going to set my face with my Physicians Formula, the Essence of Healthing Setting Spray and Toner. This is my absolute favorite. Alright guys, so that was me duping a full face of makeup products that I love, but here's just a close-up of my makeup. It literally looks identical, especially the cream shadows. Like, I can't believe how identical they look. I think it turned out amazing. This look is honestly so cute. But alright guys, that was my video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.